We've all felt how quickly the novelty of a new experience can fade away. Picture your daily routine. You wake up, go to work, come home and unwind with your favourite activities. It all seems okay. But deep down, you sense that something crucial is missing. You daydream about a better job, a bigger paycheck, or luxurious vacations, believing that they're the keys to your happiness. Now, imagine you achieve all these things: a prestigious job, a fancy car, the envy-worthy social status. At first, life is exhilarating, a true departure from the mundane. But as time passes, the initial joy diminishes, and you find yourself back to feeling just okay. This phenomenon is what psychologists David Brickman and Donald Campbell termed hedonic adaptation. The idea that regardless of what happens in our lives, whether good or bad, we tend to return to a stable baseline level of happiness. Consider the lives of the ultra-wealthy, seemingly filled with endless luxury and comfort. Initially, their extravagant lifestyle is thrilling, but soon, what was once extraordinary becomes their everyday normal. This is true for everyone, regardless of their financial status. The recent pandemic is another great example of our ability to adapt to change as human beings. The sudden shift to seeing everyone in masks quickly became the norm, and all of a sudden, it became abnormal to see someone without a mask. To truly understand the pursuit of lasting happiness, grasping the concept of hedonic adaptation is essential. So let's dive deeper into this intriguing psychological theory and how it shapes our continuous search for happiness amidst the ever-changing circumstances of life. It's a common belief that people with more resources and thrilling lives are happier, while those facing adversity are less satisfied. However, this assumption is challenged by the insights of psychologists David Brickman and Donald Campbell, who brought the theory of hedonic adaptation to the forefront. Their theory suggests that our capacity to maintain happiness amidst life's ups and downs is far stronger than we might assume. Brickman and Campbell conducted groundbreaking research by studying two distinct groups: lottery winners and individuals who had recently suffered debilitating accidents. The initial findings were as expected. Lottery winners experienced a significant increase in happiness following their windfall, while those who were injured reported a decrease in overall well-being. However, the surprising revelation from the study was that over time, the happiness levels of both groups converged to a similar baseline. This led to the profound realization that major life changes, whether positive or negative, have limited lasting impact on our long-term happiness. The key lies in our inherent ability to adapt to new situations, no matter how drastic. As we adjust and settle into new routines, our happiness levels tend to normalize. This resilience, highlighted by hedonic adaptation, challenges the idea that a sustained happiness depends solely on external factors. Instead, it brings attention to the significant role of our internal psychological mechanisms in shaping our overall well-being. It's not just the events themselves that determine our happiness, but how we mentally and emotionally adjust to them over time. The implications of Campbell and Brickman's findings extend beyond individual experiences, challenging societal notions of success and happiness. They urge us to reconsider the belief that accumulating wealth or avoiding adversity is the key to lasting contentment. Instead, the focus shifts to understanding the dynamic nature of our happiness and the powerful role of adaptation in shaping our life satisfaction. In dissecting the mysteries of happiness, the theory of hedonic adaptation compels us to re-evaluate our preconceived notions about the sources of lasting contentment. It teaches us that while life's peaks and valleys may temporarily affect our happiness, our internal capacity for adaptation plays a crucial role in determining our sustained well-being. By embracing and understanding this aspect of human psychology, we unlock the potential for a more resilient and enduring happiness that withstands the ebb and flow of external circumstances. It's important to recognize that the peaks and valleys of life do have an impact influencing the baseline of our happiness. This baseline can shift either upward or downward, suggesting that we do have some measure of control over our baseline happiness. The correlation between life's improvements and a higher baseline is evident, with significant positive life changes such as finding a partner or starting a family contributing to an enhanced day-to-day existence. Similarly, advancing in one's career or engaging in volunteer work can have a similar effect. On the other hand, negative experiences like enduring the loss of a loved one or going through a breakup can profoundly alter one's life, often for the worse. There's a clear distinction between life before and after such impactful events, with trauma and grief casting a long shadow over what was once a content existence. Although one might not experience the same level of happiness as before, there is a natural leveling out over time. Adaptation to new circumstances becomes a crucial factor, allowing individuals to navigate their days without being overwhelmed by despair. Even as overall happiness may decrease, the concept of hedonic adaptation emphasizes that the baseline of happiness doesn't reflect the extreme highs and lows. Instead, it tends to adjust incrementally, indicating a certain degree of influence over one's happiness. While external circumstances play a significant role, the capacity to make choices that affect the baseline becomes apparent. This process requires self-reflection, a thorough evaluation of factors that contribute to temporary spikes in happiness, whether it be spending quality time with loved ones or embarking on exciting travels. Navigating this challenge involves confronting and altering negative patterns that hinder the achievement of a higher baseline of happiness. Addressing issues like toxic relationships or burnout at work highlights the uniqueness of each person's journey. Recognizing the complexity of life's challenges, it's clear that improvement isn't achieved simply by wishing it. However, individuals have the power to enhance their happiness levels through thoughtful and deliberate choices. The metaphorical concept of the hedonic treadmill encapsulates the feeling of perpetually running in place, never making real progress toward greater happiness. Yet, when decisions are made with careful consideration of one's baseline happiness, the treadmill becomes more manageable. Despite a general state of contentment, life may still have its monotonous stretches, especially for those with relatively high baselines. The privilege and satisfaction of a comfortable life can make experiences feel less thrilling over time, leading to a dulling of external stimuli. While not inherently negative, this highlights how easily one can become dissatisfied with an otherwise fulfilling life. In response to this lingering sense of discontent, many people engage in persistent pleasure seeking, driven by social messages that promote the continuous pursuit of ultimate happiness. The omnipresent influence of advertising, social media, and other forms of entertainment floods our brains with dopamine, creating artificial peaks of happiness, followed by inevitable returns to the mundane reality of everyday life. The constant exposure to these sources of synthetic joy during activities like scrolling through social media or playing video games creates temporary highs, only to be followed by a crash back to the ordinary. Exercising control over this impulse to seek constant pleasure involves dedicating specific times and places for indulging in favorite activities, thereby enhancing their intrinsic value. The establishment of rituals and traditions in daily life serves as a special moment for enjoyment and celebration. Reflecting on significant life changes during periods of stagnation helps cultivate a sense of gratitude for the present norm, acting as a counterbalance to hedonic adaptation. The concept of gratitude, often associated with self-care and self-help movements, might seem cliché to some. However, expressing gratitude in a way that resonates personally, whether through meditation, journaling, or simple daily reflections, can contribute to a more positive mindset. While societal trends may lean towards overstimulation and constant entertainment, the wisdom of hedonic adaptation encourages us to embrace the moments of boredom. In these quiet moments, finding beauty in consistency and appreciating the subtle joys of life becomes a valuable practice. This acceptance of life's normalcy, even amid the ebb and flow of emotions, allows for the building of a more fulfilling and enjoyable life.